Welcome to the Coaches Show. I'm Amber Bowman along with Brandon Bice. Today our very special guest is Coach David Smalley, the head women's basketball coach.
Morning.
Morning. So talking about you're on your 23rd season as a head coach here at the University of Rio Grande. This year you've started off your record with a 5-4. You're 3-1 at home. Would you like to discuss a little bit about your season so far?
Well, the season has been very challenging. First of all, we've had I think a very good non-conference schedule, which the purpose of a non-conference schedule is to prepare you for the KIAC. And, you know, if you look at our 4 losses, well, first of all, let's look at our 5 wins. We have played some teams that probably are not of the caliber and won those 5 games against some teams that are lower level caliber. We've lost our 4 games against some teams that are very, very solid, very, very good teams. We lost a 2-point game. We've lost a 7-point game against Georgetown, 2-point game to West Virginia Tech, 6-point game to Shawnee, and help me out. We have one other loss in there, but my point is the number, we've lost 4 games in probably less than 17 or 18 points. So we're there. We're playing good quality teams. We're just not over the hump. The reason for that, you know, you ask yourself, my daughter, who's a junior at Miami of Ohio, calls and says, Dad, what's going on? What's wrong? What's the problem? We really don't have a problem. We just don't have continuity yet. We got, even though we have a veteran team, our chemistry is not real good at this point. We've, you know, meshed in a couple of other players that didn't get a lot of time last year, and you know, some new players on the team, but that's not the issue. It's just we're just not playing as well as we're capable of, and we're going to be there pretty soon. We've given the deadline to our players to be there by February the 19th. That's our first conference game against Point Park. So we're, you know, it's not time to, you know, roll out the red flag or the white flag and surrender. We just got to play. Just got to get back in rhythm. So I'm proud of where we are and proud of our kids are working hard. We just got to make things happen on the floor a little better than what we are. We're not shooting the 3 very well, and that was one of our solids last year. We shot the 3 extremely well, and we are not doing that very well at this point. We're rebounding really well. We're averaging around 48, 49 rebounds a game, which that's awesome. We're getting some distribution on scoring now. Brianna Thomas is averaging 18, and Alexis Payne has come on as of late, averaging 13, and Sarah Bernard at 10, and Brooke Markham's averaging almost a double figure in rebounds. We're just not scoring the points that we're accustomed to and need to score. Once that happens, when the floodgates open, we're going to be okay. We're going through some tough times now, and I think our last 2 games prove that. Number 17 in the country, Georgetown, lost by 7. Shawnee will be, my prediction, will be probably 15 to 20 in the top 25 in the country next week, and we lose at their place by 6. So we're right there. We just haven't learned how to win yet.
Yeah, I think Coach got a little excited there. Their first conference game is actually January the 7th instead of February the 9th. I think he got a little excited. Now, you've lost 4 of your last 5, and you have a game coming up Tuesday, which is at home, which you have a 3-1 mark at. Do you think that is an advantage for you to get back on the right track?
You know, has nothing to do with advantage or disadvantage. It's just, are we going to play? Are we going to score? Are we going to distribute the ball? Are we going to get in the chemistry flow of the game? You know, whether you're at home or away, really, to me, doesn't have a bearing on anything. Obviously, our Georgetown game proved that. You know, we lost by 7 at home. So the good thing is it is good to be home. You're not on the road. You're not traveling. You don't have the, you know, the concern about a bus driver or the type of bus driver that you have, or whether or not your bus has speed. Or I mean, you know, there's all kinds of little things you got to be concerned about that can kind of throw a team off on the road. But it's great to be home. But you know, don't get me wrong. We also have the finals coming up, which that's always a distraction, a positive distraction. I think for the players, they have to focus on why they're here, which is, you know, to get an education and get their degree and do well in their finals. But irregardless, we have Wilberforce coming in, who is really struggling. You know, we're feeling sorry for ourselves at 5-4. They're 1-8, but they have a team that's very capable of putting some stress on us. They're very athletic, and we have a hard time guarding people in the open court when they're athletic. So they'll come in here. They're hungry. I think it'll be a good opportunity for us to kind of get back on a roll, get some confidence, get positive about who we are and what we're doing. You know, the bottom line is if we can look in the mirror and say, hey, we're going to work, continue to work and get better, and try to accentuate our positives and then try to improve our negatives, then, you know, good things will happen. My prediction over our last 21 games, I believe, you know, there's no reason why we can't win 18, 19, 20, or all 21 of them. That's just where we are right now.
So we were talking about Wilberforce. I know the last time you played them, you opened up your season with them. You beat them 91-65. How do you get your athletes to not overlook this game coming up next week on Tuesday?
Well, if you know, if you're 9-0 or 9-1 or something like that, I think that would be a legitimate concern. But Coach, we are 5-4, and if the quality and the chemistry of our players, if I would be shocked if any one of our players, if we suited up and played the daycare center across the street, I would be shocked if any one of our players would walk out there thinking, we just have to show up. That's just not who we are. But that's could be a legitimate concern when you're 10-0, you played a team earlier and you beat them by 25 or 30. You know, how do you rebound from that? But we're at that stage right now. Sense of urgency needs to be on everybody's face, even the coaching staff, certainly on the players. And I've got 100% confidence that we will come into next Tuesday's game with Wilberforce at home with all the energy and the preparation of as if it was you know, Connecticut. If we're playing Coach Ariyama at University of Connecticut, so it doesn't make any difference about the statistic that we beat them earlier. We'll be ready.
Okay.
Good. I've seen some of those toddlers walking around over at the daycare. They're pretty big over there. So can you talk about your upcoming trip to Daytona, teams you'll be playing over there?
Yes, we are heading to Daytona, and we are excited about that. You know, teams don't get a lot of opportunities to do what we're able to do, which is, you know, take a trip and go to the beach in November or December. And we're going to play two tough teams down there. Doane out of Nebraska is ranked number 21 in the country in our division, and Weber International is a very, very solid team down in the Florida area. So even though it's people look at it as a vacation, we got work to do. But a good opportunity for us to turn ourselves around and help ourselves out, help our calls out to the point to where, you know, we get right back on track like we were talking about. And we have Wilberforce. We also have Ursuline, which we're playing at John Carroll University. We're playing Ursuline College at John Carroll University up in Cleveland. So we have times and opportunities, and then the Daytona trip is just going to be kind of a positive icing on the cake to get to Daytona and go out and walk on the beach and then go play some basketball. So we're excited about that. The players have fundraised to get them there. We're going to fly, which that was really a decision that all the players and coaches wanted to fly, but that decision wasn't made until my daughter and my wife basically said, listen, we don't want to spend 2 days on a bus going down and back, so old man, you need to pull the trigger and fly. So they're the ones that made the decision. But the players did the fundraising to help offset that. So we're looking forward to that and excited about our trip to Daytona.
Well, if you need any extra chaperones, just let me know. I'll gladly take one for the team and go down and help with that trip.
You know, that's a great point, Coach, because I do need a chaperone. I've got 2 young, single male assistant coaches that I don't know how I'm going to, you know, take care of them down there. So
I don't know
who's that job.
I gotta take care of your assistants. Huh?
I don't know who these single assistant coaches are.
Well, just let me know. I'll gladly take one for the team with that. So moving forward, your first conference game is January 7th, First Point Park. Can you talk a little bit about the conference and where you think you'll be in there?
Well, the KIC, the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, is the new conference that we're in. And for those of you that are in the sporting world here at the University of Rio Grande, we exited from the Mid-South, the MSC, the Mid-South Conference, which we were in for the past 4 years. and we're in the KIAC, which is a better move for us personally, and I think for most sports. I mean, our women's soccer won the league, our men's cross country won their league, and both those teams went to the nationals. Of course, our men's soccer didn't win the league, but obviously we're number one in the country for 19 straight weeks and played in the nationals. So we're excited from an athletic standpoint to be in the KIC. There's more parity, and the resources that we have are more comparable to what the KIC teams have. So we're excited about that. I think everybody is excited about that. It's a great move on our part to do that. The KIC on the women's side in basketball is very solid. We open up with the number 1 team in the KIC, which is Point Park. They are number 20, I'm guessing number 22 in the country in the national polls. They're a very, very good basketball team. We have some common opponents. They beat West Virginia Tech at their place by 6. We lost at West Virginia Tech by 2. So that makes me feel pretty competitive and pretty good that we have a common opponent that we both played, very close. So I think we'll be okay. Point Park is very athletic. They have a couple of D1 transfers that are on their team. They're long, they're athletic, they're well coached. They've been to the national tournament the last 3 straight years in representing the KIC. So the good thing is we have them at home, and that's why that's our magical date for us to kind of right our ship and get everything going in the right direction, get the chemistry, get the confidence back. That's our ticket to get to the national tournament, is win the league and win the conference tournament. And then from that point on, it's just kind of a plethora of games, every Tuesday, Saturday rotation, which we really like compared to the Mid-South. Mid-South was a Thursday, Saturday, and we would be on the road for like 5 straight days in some of those trips. So most of our trips in the KIC are up and back. We do have a couple of overnighters, but Point Park's going to be the big one. That's the first one, and you got to take them one at a time. And it's a long KIC conference tournament trail. And again, there's no reason, if we have the skill set, we have the intelligence. Our players are solid and great kids. We just get things going in the right direction. Like I say, we could win 21 of the remaining 21 games, or 20 or 19 or whatever, and put ourselves in a great position to win the conference.
That's good. Now, I hate to jump looking towards next season, but with the recent news, can you tell us what you think about the addition of Ohio Christian and West Virginia Tech to the KIC, which would bring, I think, total women's basketball teams up to 13?
Well, I'm excited about that, because the more conference teams you get, the more bids that you get for the national tournaments. That gives us 2 automatic bids in the KIC on the women's side, meaning that 2 out of the 13 KIC women's basketball teams will be going to the national tournament in future years. And obviously, probability-wise, statistics, that helps us out, helps every team out. Plus, it helps out with scheduling. Scheduling has become such a tough thing to do now. And the more teams you have, the less non-conference teams that you have to schedule. So I'm excited about the addition. Plus, Ohio Christian is an hour up the road, and West Virginia Tech is about the same down the road. So that helps us out on travel and everything else. So we're excited to have those new members in. I'm kind of hoping that we kind of stop at that point. We will be going to 2 different divisions, whether it's a north-south or a colonial, and they're coming up with different names for 2 different divisions, which simply means whatever division we're in, we'll play a round robin with those teams. So, for example, if there's 6 in our division, we play 5 teams twice, that's 10. Then you play everybody else in the other division once, which will give us, our 16 games or whatever that is. So we're excited about that. I think we're moving in the right direction. We're getting a new commissioner in the KIC, a full-time commissioner. I'm a Raider in the KIC on the women's side, so that gives us, I guess, a little bit of notoriety from this standpoint. We're hosting some tournaments or conference tournaments here and contests and things of that nature. I think we're hosting volleyball next year, and so we're excited about where we are, and I think it's just a great move for us.
Okay, so you talked about your season a little bit, talking about some of your players. You have 3 seniors this year. You have Alex, Bree, and Morgan. Would you like to kind of discuss your
Sure.
seniors and their roles.
Alex Branch, has worked hard all 4 years, has been a junior varsity player, and has just done everything that we've asked of her, and has worked on her game. And that's the purpose of our junior varsity program, is to develop players that will help us out at the varsity level. And Alex has done a tremendous job. She's earned the spot on the varsity team, and we our opening game against Wilberforce, the first game of the season, she came in and gave us a spark and played some great defense and gave us a little bit of scoring. And we are excited about where she is and in her development, and most importantly, that she's doing well in the classroom and going to graduate on time. We're excited to have Alex. We also have Morgan Daniels, who just came back from reconstructive knee surgery and was out since last January, and has worked hard to get back, not only physically but from a mental standpoint. When you come back from a surgery that she had, if there's 4 things in the knee that could go wrong, all 4 of them went wrong with her, and she had everything replaced. It's almost like she's the bionic woman. And you all probably don't remember that show, but Bionic Man, Bionic Woman. But she's done a tremendous job of recovering. I'm really proud of her. She gives us a lot of energy and post play on the inside. She's played with us the last couple of years, also played volleyball here in her earlier years here at the university. Tremendous student. I'm probably not supposed to say this, but a 3.9 something in GPA, and we're proud of her for what she's doing. And she will graduate on time, and kind of talking a little bit about maybe sticking around and helping out in the basketball world next year, maybe possibly as a volunteer assistant or something like that. So we're excited about Morgan and what she's brought to the academic world in the basketball program. And then Bree Thomas, she's a senior this year, came in as a junior from a junior college up in the New Jersey area. Coach Bias did a lot of traveling to get this young lady down here and get her on our campus, and she's done a tremendous job in the classroom. Early childhood major, so is Morgan in the education major, and Bree has an honorable mention All-American. Is able to do a lot of things. Maybe one of the premier point guards we've had in the program over the years. As we speak, she's getting fitted for a flipper. I'm sorry, Bree, but a flipper is a dental piece in the mouth where she has a broken tooth in a game that she finished the game with a broken tooth. She has to have the tooth removed, a post put in. I mean, she's got a long journey in front of her, and we make her smile because that tooth is missing right now. So, so we wish her well on that. But those 3 seniors have just been tremendous for our program. Local flair in Morgan Daniels, who just lives down the road. Alex Branch is from the Cincinnati area, and Bree Thomas from New Jersey. So we're excited to have those 3, and we want them to go out on a positive. Like I say, we're 5-4 right now, and hopefully in the future we can look back at this 5-4 and just kind of grin a little bit, and hopefully we'll be 26-4 at the end of the regular season.
Good. Coach, as we wrap up with you, we know you have a couple events coming up this weekend. If you can touch base on it just a little bit about your the Hoop Project Classic and Basket Bingo.
Well, in our basketball program here at the University of Rio Grande, and as in all of our sports have to do a tremendous amount of fundraising to help supplement their budgets. Not only just supplement the budget, we use our money for scholarship monies, to buy uniforms, to buy meals on the road. Just you name it, if the program needs it, that's why we fundraise. And we have 2 big events coming up. We have the Hoops Project Classic this weekend, where we have 7 local high school girls basketball games on our campus on Saturday, and all the proceeds from that go to our program to help offset the things that I'd mentioned earlier. Coach Bias is in charge of that with Robbie Pugh in the local community in Gallipolis. We have some sponsors, Honey Creek Barbecue, Papa John's Pizza, the Hoops Project, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple, but in conjunction with the community, we're bringing a lot of people onto our campus. It's a great admissions tool. There's, like I say, 7 games. That's 14 high school girls that are going to be looking for colleges to go to, so we're giving them that experience here at our institution. So we have that on Saturday. Want everybody to come out and watch some good basketball, local high school basketball, and support women's basketball here at the University of Rio Grande. Then on Sunday we have our famous, infamous annual basket bingo game, which we will host up at the Line Center. And for those of you who don't know much about that, if you know how to play bingo, $20 will get you about 3 hours of entertainment. You can win Longenberger baskets. We do a double play. We give 2 baskets away at each game, plus door prizes, a lot of food. And again, our players, they bust their backsides to do these things. You know, this week we played Shawnee on Wednesday. We got a junior varsity game tomorrow, or today, I'm sorry, on the road at Chillicothe. We have a junior varsity game tomorrow at home. We have the Hoops Project Classic Saturday. Then we have basket bingo on Sunday, and then finals, and then we open up with Wilberforce on Tuesday. So I really respect our players for their ability to juggle that, and would like for people to come out and maybe support us.
Well, thank you, Coach, for being on our show today. We want to wish congratulations to our men's and women's soccer team for making it to nationals this year. Also, our men's cross country as well made it to nationals. So they represent our school really well. I know our men's soccer team just got back from Florida actually last night from their trip to nationals. So great representation of our school.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, Rio, stay classy.